You guys, can you guys tell me whether or not you've been following at all the journey of Gilbert Arenas? Because it's been really interesting to watch all the things that Arenas is doing, pouring a great deal of money into the making of content. He's gotten into the content business in a way that is expensive and has been successful. There are not a lot of athletes who have had the success in this space that Gilbert Arenas has. Gilbert Arenas, during his playing days and afterward, is an uncommon personality anywhere in athletics where he's actively willing to be a troll. This goes back to his playing days. He got suspended, one of the longest suspensions ever that I thought, before watching the Netflix documentary, I really did think that Gilbert Arenas didn't get into historic suspension trouble for bringing a gun into a locker room and having a showdown with Javarius Crittenden. I thought that the suspension initially would be over that. And then I thought, no, the reason that he got that long a suspension is because while he was still playing, while they were trying to figure out what to do with that, he came out and did a gun celebration with finger guns, and then he got yanked off the court. But it turns out, after watching the Netflix documentary, that the reason he got suspended for that, he says, is because he was just on NBA planes going back and forth all over the place with a bunch of guns.
Dan, a couple of things. Gilbert Arenas, like Shaquille O'Neal, sometimes embellishes stories, right? But it is true. His initial suspension for having the guns in the locker room and all that was like 2 games, 3 games, or something like that. He gets reactivated. That first game back when he's reactivated, he comes out with the finger gun salute, and David Stern blew a gasket. And that's when he threw the book at him, which is what I actually ask Adam Silver to do all the time, throw the book at him.
He's being introduced before a game in the middle of this controversy, and as he does so, he does finger guns as if he thinks all of this is funny, that he's getting suspended for a couple of games.
So this is the backdrop. This is the kind of guy he is. I mean, even when we talk about the showdown, if you will, Crittenden walks in the locker room, and Gilbert has 3 guns on the chair and says, pick one. And Crittenden says, I don't have to do that. I got my own. Cocks it, starts singing, oh, let's do it. And it said everybody ran out of the locker room except for Gilbert Arenas. And I heard this from not Gilbert Arenas. He sat back and he laughed. So this is the level of troll, ladies and gentlemen. He's willing to die for the joke, right? Or at least he was when he was a player. When Gilbert retired, I said, this guy would be great on TV. The problem is he's Gilbert Arenas. He plays by nobody's rules. We had him on the jump one time. Our producer sat with him for 40 minutes in pre-show meeting. All they were doing was going over words you can't say. What about, can I say this word? No, you can't say that on TV. No. They finally landed on douchebag. Can I say douchebag? Fine, Gilbert, you can say douchebag. And then he proceeded on the jump to work the word douchebag into every single answer of every question thrown at him. This is a Gilbert Arenas who at another time could never exist on TV. But because of the great equalizer of the internet, he has become a massive star for all the reasons of rule breaking, of being a troll, of all these things have allowed him to be a massive star. Now, here's the deal, Dan. We got the gambling scandal, and this is him talking about the day he learned maybe I should stop trolling.
Me trolling my own case, saying I'm ready to snitch, right? And then I'm looking at the case like, all right, Chauncey, Rozier, the f this guy doing me? What happened is we're getting ready to go on the show. So I'm like, I'm not gonna mess this moment up. Not gonna mess this moment up, right? So
what did the lunch bag say again?
Informant lunch. I didn't know, because I'm reading on real time and then going on the show. I didn't know how serious that was. And then once I realized how serious it was, it kind of scared me. Them, right? It started saying like,
the crime families.
like I've heard these names before, right? Like I'm watching because I watch Dateline, and I watch all this mob. So I be watching like okay, got an argument at a restaurant. Next day, restaurant blew up. Oh, okay. Car blew up. Whoa, like, okay, so they serious about their business on just arguments. This is real. This is for families. Mm-hmm. And my name is in it for no damn reason. Do they think this is real? Do they think I'm a part of it? Listen, I didn't get in my car for about a week and a half.
Really?
Hell no.
I mean, let's talk about what's real and what. No, I believe I don't. This one's interesting, right? I did not believe that there was a trolling line that Gilbert Arenas would not cross, because I, too, marveled at, in a locker room where Gilbert knew what his power was as the star and the star moneymaker. He pushed a teammate to the brink on the game of chicken of, you're not going to shoot me in here. Here are the guns. Teammates are running out, but he's that committed to the joke.
Layout.
He does not fear the FBI. He does not fear basketball investigations. He does fear the mafia, obviously.
That's exactly it, Dad. And like the idea is that because he had his own like FBI thing earlier in the summer, people were saying, "Oh, maybe Gilbert was on the toll." So as soon as he saw the story, he comes in with the bag with the informant lunch on it. But even as he's telling the story, I'm like, I don't believe you, Gilbert. I think he's still gonna troll. He's still gonna do these jokes, and he's still gonna have fun with it. In the rest of the clip, he says he had to make calls to the underworld to make sure, am I kosher? Am I good? Or am I in danger here? And they let him know he's good, and now he can start his car.
I just don't believe the part where he didn't go in his car for a couple
a week and a half. He said,
"No way! There's no way he didn't go in his car for a couple of weeks."
You know about
I'm
those car bombs?
Well, yeah, I do.
Okay, so?
So there's no way he didn't go in his car. Well, I stutter. Just trying to tell you.
I do believe he was scared, though, and I don't believe he scares easily.
There's a moment, right? There's a brief moment where you're like, oh, like I'm making a joke, and I'm thinking I'm making the joke at the expense of Terry Rozier, at the expense of Chauncey Billups, at the expense of Adam Silver. And you realize when you look at the names on that list, you're like, oh, there's some people who don't make jokes. They don't make jokes, yeah. And like I need to clarify real quick. My name's Bennett. I ain't in it. My name's Paul. That's between y'all.